resume his seat immediately. Immediately! Immediately!
Is that...
Order, this is so time-consuming. Come on, Mr. Hughes, spit it out, come on! Order! There is no point in waiting for silence. The honourable gentleman isn't going to get silence. Produce your voice, Mr. Hill.
Is that one of the reasons for that decision is that the Prime Minister knows.
Order! Miss Gibson, it's very good to hold the choir, but what I would say is, I personally don't mind singing, but I certainly can't allow it in the chamber. Because before we know it, we could hear other tunes, and I don't want to get into that. So, you know, and some of them haven't quite got the voice on this side of the chamber as what they might have on there. So please, I don't want to sing off within the chamber. It's very good of you, much appreciated, but if you can just leave it for a little while. It's been very tense week already. I just don't need any extra. Thank you.
Today, order. I didn't require any help from the right honourable gentleman, the member for Chelsea and Fulham. Remember the foggiest idea where to start. He was once a whip. He wasn't a very good whip. It would be better if he'd keep quiet. That's the reality of the matter. So I will happily deal with the... No, not outrageous at all. Not outrageous at all. And I will happily... Members can shout as much as they like. Won't make any difference. Won't make any difference. Order!
What work is being done to make sure that this place is more accessible, particularly for some of our colleagues who have a disability?
Here.
I'm sorry, it must be something to do with my Antipodean background. Could you please repeat the question, because I didn't follow it?
Well, very popular today. I'm saying that a number of parliamentary colleagues who have disabilities do find it quite difficult getting around certain parts of the state. Given that we're doing this refurbishment work, what can be done to make sure that those with a disability are able to move around more freely and the place is accessible?
I'm really sorry. Please, could you do it very slowly in Antipodean English? Thank you.
Just give any old answer.
I think the answer might be helped if you can reply in writing when you read.
It then prompted the honourable gentleman from Bolsover to turn around to me and call me a piece of shit. Mr. Speaker.
Madam Speaker, given the fact that the craven attitude...
Order! The honourable gentleman will resume his seat immediately. Immediately! Immediately! I shall name the honourable member. If he... Order!
Michael Fabricant.
As ever, that's great news for the West Midlands. And it shows our firm economic policy. But now, will my right honourable friend welcome the new Birmingham Airport Master Plan, which addresses its growth in services for businessmen and holiday makers for the West Midlands,
and said the answer to the West Lothian question, I quote again, is the answer we've all...
Order, Mr. Campbell Savers, I'm sick and tired of hearing you shout out from a... Order! There was a great deal of pressure last Thursday upon the Leader of the House to bring the Prime Minister to the dispatch box today and the Leader of the Opposition for this important debate. I want to hear that debate in silence. Prime Minister.
Madam Speaker, let me... I think, Madam Speaker, we've heard enough from the honourable gentleman for the moment.
2 days later, we announce a referendum, then he denounces us for it. Now, Madam Speaker, we... it is... No, sit down. Wait a moment. In a moment.
Order! Can't have two right honourable gentlemen on their feet at the same time. Who's giving way to who? Not yet?
Well, Madam Speaker, I'm sorry. I always... Calm yourself down.
He's making us
I think
later on.
Yeah.
Leader of the House, this is not... I will... Order, let's grow up. Do grow up. For goodness sake, this is not a matter of party political hackery. Let's have some seriousness of purpose and mutual respect. The honourable gentleman is an experienced member of the House. He's asked an honest question to which the leader, I know, will honestly reply. For goodness sake, let's raise the level. The Leader of the House.
Mr. Speaker, may I just say that your response does not raise the level, but I'll leave it there.
Order, resume your seat, Leader of the House. My response sets out the constitutional position that has applied to members of the House of Commons over generations, and I cannot for the life of me see or believe that there's anything remotely controversial about what I have said. The Leader of the House.
The honourable member for Eastleigh asked earlier this year, the 28th of April this year, Madam Deputy Speaker.
OK. Mr Davis, under Standing Order 42, a member may not and can be called to order for tedious repetition of his own argument or the argument used by others. The member has been speaking for nearly an hour. I am directing the member to make his closing remarks now. Otherwise, I will require him to take his seat so that we can hear the others who wish to participate in the debate. Is that clear?
Well, your position's clear, Madam Deputy Speaker. I wasn't sure the Chair had positions, but your position is clear.
Order! Sit down, Mr Davis. That is an outrageous challenge to the Chair. Your speech is now finished. I call Mr Christopher Chope.
And finally, this strange question of how in future Parliament, sovereign Parliament will amend EU law if it wishes to do so, why we have this confusion. But the Charter of Fundamental Rights...
If he will not... Order! Please, can we calm the debate? This is an important debate, and we don't need shouting across the chamber in that fashion. Order! Do you understand? Do you understand? Stop it. Let's take the heat out of this debate now and stop the calling.
Mr Speaker, yesterday I had a meeting with a constituent who I know can be very difficult at times, but she was exceptionally happy and singing the praises of the Prime Minister that we would not be involved in the Greek bailout and that after 2013 we would not be involved in any bailout. But Mrs Bone wanted to know whether, if a bailout came before 2013, despite qualified majority voting, Britain would vote no in any case. And I know that she would be very happy if the Prime Minister give that undertaking, and it would be really helpful for the Bone household if he could.
I do feel now that a very big part of my life is trying to give pleasure to Mrs Bone. I feel on this occasion I can only go so far.
I'm most grateful to the Prime Minister Will she tell us whether she intends to continue her own personal fight against a single currency and an independent central bank when she leaves office?
No, she's going to be the governor.
On the present structure,
Order. The Prime Minister.
what a good idea.